planning and consolidation demo. The main aim of this demo is to explain what is the business planning and what is BPC and how it has been evolved into SAP arena, and how it became the product of SAP, and how uh, it is having a high value in the market at present because of various tools available in the market for planning and consolidation. Even though there are various tools available for planning and consolidation, as per Gartner's report, SAP BPC is best of all the products for planning and consolidation. Going to my experience, I am a SAP FI certified consultant and I am a SAP certified BPC consultant. I myself a chartered accountant from ICAI. I'm having total 11 years of industry experience, including both finance as well as SAP BPC experience. I have worked on all modules of SAP BPC, that is starting from 5.1, 7.0, 7.5 and 10 versions. And I am also worked on all the consolidation modules of SAP, that is R3 ECCS, that is R3 based consolidation, and SCM BCS, that is BW based consolidation, and EPM BPC, that is the latest version of consolidation tool that is available in the market by SAP. And presently I am working on SAP BPC 10.0 NW implementations. Am I audible? Because I am getting message that no sound is available. If you are not able to listen, please raise your hand. Okay. Hello. Is it not audible to all? Hello. Hello. One minute. I will check with Ravi and I will get. Hello. Now is it audible to everyone? Hello. Okay. Still it is not audible? Hello? 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 Hello?
Hello, I can hear you fine.
Okay, okay. Yeah, somebody raised hands, so I'm just checking whether it is audible to everyone or not.
Everything okay so far?
Okay, I will continue with that. No problem. Yeah, I worked on all both planning and consolidation projects. Uh, so this is all about my experience into SAP BPC and all other financial modules of SAP. And regarding the agenda for this BPC training and demo concerned, we will first discuss what is the content we will cover in this training, and we will explain you what is the basic introduction to SAP BPC, and what is the change in the architecture for SAP BPC from 7.5 to 10.0, and what is the architectural differences, and what is the terminology differences that has been happened between 7.5 and 10, and what is the advantages of SAP BPC and how it will be useful for the organization and for the client, and SAP BPC as an unified solution, how it will help the organization in achieving both planning and consolidation via single tool, and what are all the new features that has been added into the SAP 10.0 NW version compared to 7.5, because uh, because 10 is the latest version of SAP BPC. Everyone is interested in knowing what are all the changes that has been happened in 10.0 NW version compared to 7.5, the look and feel, how it has been changed and everything, and what is the basic development steps that will be involved in SAP BPC in order to carry out a project. Then as and when we go into the training sessions, we will discuss more on the BPC and how it works. Then we will have a small demo of the sessions of what we have been discussing. If you have any problem in middle of my presentation, you can raise your hand so that I can explain you what will be the required things. And next, the coming on to the BPC contents, which will be covered in the training course.
Yeah,
The
Chaitanya,
first, yeah.
Just a moment. This is Kalyan here. Just want to say a few things. Hi everybody. This is Kalyan here. Actually, everybody are in mute. If you have any questions, just raise your hand. We will unmute you. You can ask the questions. During the session, if you have any questions, just raise your hand. We will unmute you. You can ask the questions. Okay. And also there is a chat box. If you have any questions, you just type your question. Trainer will read your question and answer it. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kalyan. Yeah. coming to the our training contents, first of all we will cover the basic introduction demo, which is the present class, and second we will cover what is the BPC BW overview, because we are discussing the BPC on NW version, NetWeaver version, and we will discuss what is the integration between BW and BPC system. Like whenever you create a model in BPC, that will be created as an info cube in BW system. That integration we will discuss, and then we will discuss what is the architectural overview of SAP BPC 10.0 system. And next thing we will discuss is the parameter settings, which is the most important thing in BPC. For any project, first the parameters needs to be set, then only you can go and use your environment and models effectively. There will be a statistical data that needs to be activated. All those settings needs to be done first at environment and model level, and then you can go ahead and do your implementation projects. Then we will discuss what is the environment creation, what models needs to be created, and the linkage of models. Two models needs to be linked up in order to get the data between the models. Like for planning for consolidation application, there should be an attached ownership as well as rate application. Then we will discuss what is meant by dimensions and how it needs to be maintained. And for each model we need to have a mandatory dimensions. We will discuss what are all the mandatory dimensions and what are all the mandatory properties that are required for a dimension and for creating a model. Then we will discuss the data manager packages that are available in SAP BPC for data extraction, copy of data. Like that, there are so many process chains that has been given by SAP BPC, and how to use that packages, and if there is any changes required to the coding of that packages, that will be done in advanced scripting. We will discuss how the advanced scripting can be changed in data manager packages. Then we will discuss basic scripting of SAP BPC system, and how can you use the PADI into the BPC system via script logic. Then we can discuss on the performance tuning and analysis, like light optimization and full optimization. What will be the effect of light optimization and what will be the effect of full optimization, and when it needs to be performed and all. Then we will discuss the Office functionalities like Excel, PowerPoint, and Word. In that, the main feature where the users will be mostly using will be the Excel functionality, because Excel should be the main interface for the user. So in Excel we will discuss what are all the how to build an input form and report, and how to build multi-version reports and all. And we will discuss the latest EPM formatting concept that has been introduced into the 10.1 to 10.0 version, which is different from the 7.5 version. They have simplified the formatting in this latest version, which was not there in the 7.5 version. We can see how to build multi-source reports in a single spreadsheet. And we can discuss within multiple sheets you can generate multiple reports as well as multiple input templates. Both input templates and reports can be built into one workbook using the same context. And we will also discuss what are all the EPM functions that has been added into the SAP BPC 10 version, which was earlier called as EV functions. And there is a change between the EV functions and EPM functions, and SAP supports only some EV functions, not all the EV functions that have been brought into 10. So we will discuss what are all the naming changes that has happened between EV function and an EPM function, and we will discuss how to use the spread, trend, and weight functions which are more useful when you are doing a planning project, how to spread the value to all the other months and all. That we will discuss, and we will discuss what are all the features that have been unsupported in BPC 10.0 version. This is more useful when you are doing migration. You cannot migrate these EV functions. This needs to be rewritten into the BPC system when you are doing a migration. And we will discuss the latest features of SAP BPC Web, that is called Workspaces. Workspaces is nothing but you will have all your input templates, reports built into your workspace, and you can give authorization to that workspace so that users can have all his reports as well as templates or any documents that are stored in single workspace, so that he need not go everywhere and search for input templates, reports, documents and all. So we'll discuss what is the workspace and how to create that. And the next topic we will cover is a library. Library is the where you can store your documents as well as your any other unstructured data can be stored in the library. And the next is the work status. Work status is the more important feature in your projects, where everyone will like to have this feature implemented, because work status will log the slice of the data for which you have been working. There are so many work states that you can define, and you can log the data once it is freezed, so that nobody can go and change the data. And business process flow is one more important feature that has been given in by SAP BPC. Business process flow will show you how to do all your model related work in a sequential manner. That is a stepwise process of doing the working for users. Users need not break his head on what needs to be done first and what needs to be done next. In business process flow, we will create steps in such a manner that first the user needs to perform this first step, and then only he can go to the next step, so that there will be a sequential of activities that will be performed by the user. And as the manager of the user, he knows in which step the user has been performing, and what is the percentage of the completion of the overall work which has been given to the person. So in that way, the business process flow is more useful for an organization point of view. And this is also a mandated feature that all the clients that have been asking in the projects. And next is the important feature called data audit and data audit configuration and reports. This is nothing but who has the user changes related to the data, who has changed the data and who has manipulated the data. This is more of a requirement from SOX. All the companies which are performing SOX audit needs to comply with these data audit regulations, and these reports needs to be shown to the auditors in order to perform the SOX data audit and all. The similar way, there will be activity audit configuration, which is nothing but what are all the tasks that a user is performing and what task the user is having, whether the user is performing all the tasks for which he is having the relevant security or not. This is also a part of SOX audit compliance. There is a pre-built standard reports in SAP BPC by which you can develop these reports and give it to the SOX auditors, so that there will not be any problem for you to build separate reports for audit. Then we will discuss what is comments and how can you use the comments in your workbooks as well as in your input templates and as well as your reports, and how the comments can be viewed by other people, so that they will know why this particular figure has been arrived at. All those things can be known via comment functionalities. Then we will discuss the other things called MS Word and PowerPoint integration. That is nothing but your Office integration. Apart from Excel, you are having two more Office functionalities that can be integrated into the SAP BPC system. So you can build your reports or input templates in MS Word and PowerPoint also. And you can use this PowerPoint in your to get the live data from your SAP BPC system, and you can use the same in your PowerPoint presentations easily. And then we will discuss what is the consolidation module is all about, and how we can use the same master data, that is the same dimensions across the planning as well as consolidation modules, and how can we integrate both. And then we will discuss what are all the models that are required for doing the consolidation, and we will discuss what are all the mandated dimensions that needs to be used when we are doing a consolidation project. Then we will discuss the consolidation features called currency conversion, balance carry forward, intercompany elimination. Balance carry forward is nothing but when you close your books of accounts, the closing balances of previous year needs to be moved into the current year as an opening balance. That balance carry forward function will take care of. And then intercompany elimination is nothing but you will have your intercompany transactions which needs to be eliminated in order to carry out your consolidation activities, and as well as in order to get your profit at a correct point level. So this intercompany elimination will also be carried out using the business rule concept, which has been made very simpler in the latest version of SAP BPC 10. Then we will discuss what is security and how the security has been created in SAP BPC, and what are all the dependencies on security. And here the security is at task level and as well as member level. Member is nothing but an individual info object level. Then we will discuss what is the latest developments that has been carried out in the transports. Previously, till 7.5 version, there is no granular transport system. That is, you have to transport the app set at a stretch. You cannot transport single objects like dimensions and all. You have to transport entire app set at one stretch. Now there is a development in transport system that can be which can support the granular transports also, which is having each individual level transports. Even though you have transported the entire app set, now you can transport the latest developments that has been carried out by a single transport, granular transport level. And there is a changes in the transaction codes also, which can be used for doing the transports. That also we will discuss in our training sessions. So these are all the contents which we will discuss in the training session. If you have any doubts on this, you can raise your hand. We can discuss on that and we can proceed further. Okay, we will go into our demo session now. So this is the topics which we will cover in our training sessions on a day-to-day basis. This generally will take minimum of 15 to minimum of 20 days time to complete all these course contents. we will go into what is BPC and what is the basics of SAP BPC, and we will have a basic introduction to SAP BPC. Okay. Actually, SAP BPC is a product which has been purchased by SAP BPC. It was earlier called as OutlookSoft. From OutlookSoft, SAP has purchased and released a version in SAP BPC 5.1, which is a MS version. Then SAP has developed so many things, and then they have created a new version called SAP BPC 7.0. It is having two flavors. One is called MS flavor and another is called NW flavor, NetWeaver version and a Microsoft version. And 7.5 is also having two flavors. One is Microsoft flavor and another is a NetWeaver flavor. And the latest module of 10 is also having a NetWeaver flavor and as well as Microsoft flavor. And BPC SAP is more concentrating on NetWeaver technology, as it is their own technology, and the database for that will be your BW system. And whereas Microsoft is also supported by some clients, because the Outlook is having Microsoft version only, so they are supporting those clients who are on Microsoft version also. But generally SAP recommends NetWeaver version only because of its tight integration with your BW system. And you can build the reports on the multi-provider, which can be connected to SAP BPC, and you can draw your dashboards out of SAP BPC data also by connecting to your BO universe. So all these facilities can be easily integrated using the NetWeaver technology. So always SAP recommends NetWeaver technology, and most of the projects which we will do will also be based on the NetWeaver technology only. Only less projects you will have on Microsoft technology. That is the basic about SAP BPC and how it has been evolved. And coming into the SAP BPC system, previously SAP is having two modules for planning as well as consolidation. One is called SEM BPS and IP, and another is called SEM BCS, which is a consolidation system. BPS and IP are planning systems. Now they have integrated both planning as well as consolidation into a single tool, which can support both your planning and consolidation activities, sharing the single master data, so that the dimensions which you create in BPC system can be shared for both consolidation activities as well as planning activities, so that there is no need of double maintenance of master data for planning system as well as consolidation system. And this is BPC has been developed in such a way that it can be owned and managed by the finance itself. There will be no dependency on the IT, because the user themselves can create ad hoc reports whenever they require using the BPC system. And the front end is also an Excel based, which more finance users are well versed with. So it has been gaining much importance at user level. So it is more a user based tool rather than an IT driven tool. And with SAP BPC, you can complete your life cycle of planning as well as consolidation life cycle very faster, and the accuracy with which you can do your financial closing as well as forecasting, planning and forecasting and budgeting also will be at an increased level. So there with the SOX compliance towards activity audit and or data audit also, and it gives more flexibility to do rolling forecasting, budgeting as well as planning, and locking of the data which you have already planned. With those kinds of things, you can have more flexibility, and you can draw whatever planning scenario you want and whatever consolidation the way you want to do your consolidation can also be easily implemented into the SAP BPC system. SAP BPC system is designed to integrate your existing IT landscape. It delivers increased performance and scalability, greater accuracy at a lower cost of ownership, because the cost of ownership is very less, and as well as the maintenance of SAP is also very less. After the implementation, there is very limited support is required from IT, and the users can themselves maintain all these reporting functionalities and all. And coming to the technical architecture of SAP BPC, it is a OLAP based system, that is online analytical processing system, which is having the analytical processing capability and specifically developed for viewing and analyzing the data. In planning and consolidation system, you will not be doing your regular transaction level data. All the transaction level data will be brought into the BPC system for analysis purposes. If in case of planning, it is doing planning, budgeting, and forecasting things. And if you are doing consolidation, doing the consolidation at a group chart of accounts level. So this is basically what is SAP and how SAP as a unified tool will support both planning and consolidation, and what are all the how you can reduce the cost of ownership using the SAP BPC module. Coming to the BW10 architecture, which is a new architecture, we can see at the below stage in the source layer you will have SAP ECC system and files from legacy system. So SAP BPC supports the data flow from not only from SAP systems but also from non-SAP systems via flat file functionality. The enterprise or data warehouse layer is nothing but your data warehouse, which is a BW system. All the data will be stored in BW system, and from BW system the data will be taken into the BPC for further analysis and reporting purpose. And the data that has been stored in the BW system using the SAP BPC functionality for planning, budgeting, and forecasting and consolidation, the same data can be used in your BEX reporting as well as BobJ reporting. You can bring this data into BobJ tools and you can generate your own dashboards, live chats, live office. You can integrate it to live office. So using NetWeaver architecture, you have a more integrated way of doing your planning and consolidation, and also integrating the data to your BobJ tools and doing your dashboarding functionalities.
So, Krishnaji, are we going to cover all these aspects of reporting, basically taking the data from BW into BPC and then reporting out through BO? Are we going to cover are we going to do hands-on with this stuff?
Actually, we are focusing towards only SAP BPC only, not connecting to BobJ tools. BobJ tools is a separate aspect itself. We will be covering SAP ECC, that data into BW system and BW system to BPC, and reporting in BPC system itself.
Oh, so there are some built-in reports in BPC?
Yeah, there are some built-in reports, and you can generate your BPC reports and input templates via using some EPM functions and all. With that, you can generate the BPC reports itself. And if there is any requirement for any client, he can integrate it with your BO tools. So that reporting in BO is covered in BO topics, not in BPC.
But you will be able to show us the handoff how we can take the data from here to BO, at least at the link at the integration level?
No, that itself is a big part of integration, where you will integrate, you have to develop an architecture to integrate your BW system into BPC Cube, there is a data linking capability that needs to be developed first, and then only the data will flow from a BPC system to BO system.
Oh, okay.
That linking is all part of your BO training. So how BO can be integrated with SAP BPC and other tools.
So in your projects that you have worked with different clients,
yeah,
were you mostly doing built-in BPC reports, or you had to do BO integration for a lot of clients?
Lot of clients will have BPC reports itself. If they are having existing BO tools, then after some time, after they are happy with your BPC system up and running, and they are satisfied with the data and all, then they will go for a BO implementation on top of BPC.
Oh, okay, okay. And I guess in your syllabus you did mention that basically the underlying structure is SAP BW, right? So
yeah, you are right.
Are we gonna be able to see hands-on connections between the multi-providers and being able to bring that data into BPC, and then being able to see that level
of... Yeah, you can see how the data will be stored in your BPC BW cubes. There is a separate naming convention. When you create a model in your BPC, it will automatically create a cube in your backend system. So we are having a very less need to go into your backend system unless you are doing your implementation. So you can see how that data will be stored in your info cubes. In BPC cubes, there is a separate naming convention for BPC cubes as well as BW cubes.
And we will be able to do hands-on for taking the data from BW to BPC and vice versa, from BPC push the data back into BW?
Retraction we will not be doing, and from flat files we will be loading the data into the BW system, and from BW we can take the data into the BPC system. That we can.
Yeah. So you will take the data from flat files and move it into a cube, and then
move it into the BPC system. And when moving the data from BW to BPC, there you can have your conversions, transformations also at BPC level. We can see how we can use that transformation and conversions at a BPC level when we are bringing the data.
So, but we'll do that hands-on, right?
Yeah, we'll do that hands-on.
Okay, okay. And then I guess my other question was on planning, budgeting, and on PBF functions.
Okay.
As part of this BPC syllabus, we'll do planning, budgeting, and forecasting. That's all part of this course as well?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. And we'll do the rolling forecast and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, we will show one demo on how to build a rolling forecast report. Suppose if you are doing a forecast 2 plus 10, that means 2 months actuals will be displayed and 10 months forecast will be displayed, depending upon the forecast which you are doing.
Okay, okay, okay.
So that is advanced, using the advanced EPM functionalities, you can build those reports.
Okay, okay, and we'll, I guess as you go through these classes, and I know you showed the hour breakdown by topic.
Yeah.
Is the structure of your class is going to be mostly like some part presentation and some hands-on within the system?
It's more on a demo-like thing, because it's unlike your other SAP modules. It is more of a system-driven oriented. So we will be covering first on hands-on on the system itself. No need of any PPTs.
Okay, good, good, because that's what I wanted to know.
Yeah,
so that
because
you get a real working knowledge aspect of that, right?
Yeah, you are right, because there is very less you can do it in PPT. Otherwise, you can do it in PPT, but very little you can bring it into PPT.
Right, right. I guess one other question is, because you have a very strong background in this,
yeah.
And both you're already certified in FI and also in BPC,
yeah.
Are there ways that you can can we take a project-driven aspect from the beginning and kind of follow real-life approach examples where we build something from baseline up to the end. So it's, which is not fictitious, but more like the real aspect of it.
Yeah, we can bring that when we are doing actual basic first few days. It will be teaching you the basics of BPC, because at that time you have to understand what is modal and everything.
Sure.
Then once we go into the BPC Excel functionalities, then we can discuss how a planning project will look like, how you will use the rolling forecasting and all.
Yeah. So, instead of just doing a fictitious one, if you had one from your project basis, then that would be at least a real set of things we could look at and know what to expect when we go out there,
Yeah, we can use that concept, and we can build a small demo on that.
Sure, that'd be great.
Yeah,
great.
Yeah.
No, thank you for good answers. I appreciate that.
Okay, thank you.
Shai, I got a question. Since you said this is a whole driven by user, not by functional person or consultant, so what is the use of a consultant in this BPC?
Actually, once you implement the system, what I meant was the dependency on IT is very less, because in your earlier SAP modules, if you want to have an ad hoc report, you have to go to your IT team, then they have to develop that IT report, and then they have to bring it to you. Here, by using the EPM functionalities, and as well as the drag and drop feature of your Excel, you can bring the ad hoc report on your own itself without depending upon your IT team. So whenever, suppose if you want to see what is the value for a certain GL account, you can directly bring that into account into your row and time into your column, and you can see the report instead of going to IT. So that dependency will be getting reduced. What I said was it's not at a consultant level, it is basically between IT department and the user level.
Gotcha.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, we'll move on to the next slide. So this is the architectural differences between 7.5 and 10. If you see the 7.5, you will have the database, and then application. You will have the database. You will have the database layer, and then you will have an application layer. You will have an application layer. On top of it, you are having a .NET application layer, which is where all your logics will work. And on top of it, your BPC client will be stored. That is called your admin client, Office, and web, and others. Now, if you see the BPC 10 architecture, there is no .NET application server. The .NET application server has been removed, and an ABAP server has been built into the BPC system. So with this, all your logics will run very much faster than your .NET server. So the performance optimization has been done in BPC 10.4 NW architecture. So this is the very important change that has happened in BPC 10. Previously, when we run some logic, it took much time in 7.5 compared to 10 version, because there is a parallel processing of logic in BPC 10 when compared to 7.5.
Hey, Krishna.
Yeah.
This is Asif. I have a couple of questions, if you don't mind.
Yeah, no problem. Go ahead.
What is the lowest level of planning we are going to see in this sessions? Like in the BPC, I know that there is an account level planning. I keep hearing about account level, but there are several other objects in SAP where it can be planned, right?
Yeah, it's not basically at account level or at a company level. we will be using the master data, which will be having your account, company, as well as other things as a part of your model. At that level, you will be creating your model, and you will be generating your reports and templates, so that you will have how you can use that model and how you use that master data and generate your input template and generate your reports. That is the full-fledged one planning scenario. Not
So,
at a not at account level. It is always at a granular level. BPC supports only the data entry at a base level, not at any top node level. So you will be dealing only with granular level items of data only.
and what I mean by granular level is like you can look at like a cost center and further down and profit center and all those, we can do it, right?
Yeah, see, it all depends upon how you build your model. Here for our demo sessions, we will be building our model based on your company and based on your account level. So if you build your model at a cost center and a profit center level, you can see the values at a cost center and profit center level, not at a node level, but at a base level. Once you enter the data at a base level, that can be rolled up to your top node level.
Okay. And you also talk about something about retraction, right? So can this data be pushed into ECC?
Yeah, that's what. That is not part of our syllabus, because the retraction needs your what you call your finance as well as your BW system needs to be developed in such a way that the data will be pulled into your FI as well as BW system, from BW into FI system. That is a total separate integration part which will be done at FI level, not at a BPC level, because the data which you are retracting needs to be stored into your FI tables. That is not part of our curriculum, because it's totally on FI side and a BW side, which will be developed by FI and BW consultants. We will be giving only the specs to FI and BW consultants. What are all the objects that will be there in your BPC system that needs to be retracted?
So we are going to talk about some retraction. Is that what you're saying?
No. That's what I'm saying. We will not be talking about retraction at all.
Okay.
Because retraction is done by FI and BW consultants, not by a BPC consultant. We will be giving only the specs of what is the data that is there in your BPC system, that they need to map it to their FI as well as BW system.
So that's kind of like, there's not an automated kind of thing. It's something outside of this, right?
Yeah, it's an automated thing, but they need to build that structure first, and then they can bring the data. So for that, first they need to develop their own structure in FI to BW, and then they can retract the data into the FI system, not directly.
Okay.
There is a lot of customization that needs to be done at FI and BW level, not at BPC level.
Okay. And on the consolidation side, and sorry I'm joined a little late, so on the consolidation side, you're going to cover everything in terms of like intercompany and investments and all that?
Investments is not part of that. We will be covering currency conversion, intercompany eliminations, and balance carry forward functionalities only. Investment is not part of this curriculum.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So, so Krishnaji, I guess talking on what Asif was just saying, can we not just for demo purposes, can we not use an existing BW cubes just to see how the data flows back? It doesn't have to be fancy, but something at a very simple level.
But no, it cannot be. It is not so simple, because retraction itself will be a separate thing which needs to be developed by other two consultants, not by BPC consultants. So we will not have any hold on that. So it needs to be developed by FI and BW consultants.
Okay.
Which is not part of your BPC consultant curriculum.
Okay.
But
All right.
the
Thank you.
question comes
Yeah.
out, we need that data for the BPC purpose, right?
No, no, we don't require, because the BPC data you are sending to your FI system. That is a retraction.
Okay.
So it is when a project is running, it is a BPC consultant will give you the specs to send the data into your FI system. It is the FI consultant and the BW consultant who has to take care that the data will be flowed into your FI system correctly or not. That mapping needs to be done by them.
What are you going to give the specs, right?
Yeah, we'll be giving only the specs, like what is the data, what we are storing, and what is the master records that we are giving. That specs we'll be giving.
All right.
As a BPC consultant, it is our job, and as an FI and BW consultant, they have to see whether it is correctly mapped to their info objects and everything. Okay. Hello.
Gotcha.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, we'll move on to the next slide. This is the terminology differences that has been taken in BPC 10 versus BPC 7.5. BPC 7.5 is the older module and BPC 10 is the latest module. If you see BPC 7.5, we call it as an app set, and in BPC 10 we will call it as an environment. The dimensions are all called dimensions in here also, and in BPC 7.5 we will call it as application. Application is nothing but an info cube, and in BPC 10 it is called model. In BPC 7.5 you are having business rules, and in 10 also it is called business rules only. In 7.5 you have validation rules. Now it is called as controls. And BPC 7.5 you are having script logic, and 10 it is called logic script. In 7.5 and 10 work status will be called as work status only, and the same thing holds good for journals. And in 7.5 you are having a system report settings, which is now changed as audit reports, which covers your data audit as well as activity audit. Coming to the next slide, we'll discuss what are all the advantages of SAP BPC, why SAP BPC has become more popular nowadays for a planning and consolidation system. The first thing is familiar and easy to use because SAP BPC leverages the office functionalities called Excel, PowerPoint and Word, and as more finance users are well versed with Excel, there will not be having any problem to train the users to adopt the Excel functionalities. So it is very user friendly tool when compared to other tools. One of the attendants has asked a question: what will be the timelines for this training, the schedule and number of days? The timelines will be daily. We will be covering 1.5 hour to 2 hours training, and it will take 20 days, nearly 20 days to complete the entire training for this. Okay. Okay, thanks. Thanks, Harsh. And SAP BPC, the second advantage is it is a unified tool. As I already told, the planning and consolidation can be done in a single system using the same master data. You can share the master data also, and so that it reduces the maintenance and it improves the data integrity. As I said, it is mainly owned and managed by business users. The dependency on the IT will become very less because you can add the master data as well as you can build your reports easily without depending upon your IT team. It is a business process centric. As I said, there is a concept of PPFs, which is called as business process flows, which will guide the users of a sequence of activities which needs to be performed, so that the user will need not be confused what needs to be performed first and what needs to be performed next. So it will be a driven process, so that user will not do any mistakes in the process. It is open and adaptable application. Since the SAP BPC works on your Excel functionalities, it is easy to adapt, and your investment, since if you are already having an investment in SAP NW architecture, the BPC will be your very less investment, and it can take the data both from SAP and as well as non-SAP systems. So these are the main advantages of SAP BPC system. Okay. Coming on to the next slide. As we discussed, SAP BPC as a unified solution. If you see on top, it tells about what are all the business processes that can be supported in SAP BPC system. SAP BPC system supports planning, budgeting. Your financial closure is nothing but consolidation and forecasting and reporting on the same. All these business processes will be covered in a single tool. And if you come to your operational task, it supports your communication via notification facilities, and it collection of data, and doing the consolidation and analysis and reporting. You can have your charts and everything, and then report to distribution. You can distribute the Excel report to all the users of your and you can directly copy the Excel report into your normal Excel, and you can send the report to anyone easily without any problem. So with this, you can see what are all the business processes that can be supported by SAP, and what are all the tasks that can be performed in an SAP BPC system. And if you see, this is the top new 5 features that has been added into the Office add-in, which has increased the user level satisfaction, which was not there in 7.5 earlier. In 7.5, it is not web-based, and in 10, it is a web-based tool, and Office integration has also become more robust, and there has been new screens has been added into the 10, which supports more integration as well as more user friendliness. We will see what are all the new features that has been added into your Office integration. One is your new look and feel, and 2 is your EPM suite integration, like the EPM add-in which you are going to get when you install your planning and consolidation, that can be integrated to all your EPM modules like BPC, PCM, SSM, EFC. All these EPM tools, high-end EPM tools, can be integrated using one EPM integration suite itself. And you can see what this report creation has become more simpler in 10 version compared to 7.5. 7.5, you have to depend upon EV functions in order to create one report. Now it has become more simpler, and enhanced what if capabilities can be performed, and enhanced member selector. Member is nothing but a base level where you can work on your data. So now we will discuss each one in a detailed manner. If you see the new look and feel, the EPM add-in menu is streamlined to be more intuitive to new end user, and a new ribbon has been added so that users can see the context easily without depending on the users can see the context easily without any problem. Previously users has to see this separately. Now it has been, a new ribbon has been added to this. And if you see there is a EPM add-in also. It has a separate tab which talks about all your EPM functionalities, and another tab called Data Manager, where you have all your process chains working in your Data Manager. You can see in your EPM add-in you have a refresh button where you can refresh the data and get the latest data from the database. You have a save data button. Once the data is fed into the BPC system, you can save the data. That will automatically send the data to the database and it will be stored in your backend cubes. So this context bar gives you a selection drop down where you can just click on the drop down button and you can select whatever member you want. And there are so many other options like member only, member and children. All those features are available, so that based on your context setting, your report will be shown. All these new features has been added into your 10.0 version compared to your 7.5. So this new look and feel increases the user satisfaction, and user can easily look into his report or input template, and he can enter the data and save the data without any problem. And if you go to the next slide, we'll be discussing what is the EPM suite integration. You see, there are so many other products that are integrated with your EPM tool. That is SAP BPC 10 NetWeaver and SAP BPC 10 Microsoft version. SAP BPC PCM. PCM is nothing but a profit and cost management tool where you will be doing your costing as well as profitability of each cost center or a profit center or an organization level, or that profit and cost management is done at PCM level, and strategy management where you will build your strategies and KPIs. All these things will be performed at a strategy management level. And SAP Financial Consolidation. Financial Consolidation is nothing but your SAP has acquired a tool called Cartesys, and Cartesys has been taken as a consolidation tool. All these things will be supported using one EPM add-in that is called EPM add-in 10.0. That supports all your one EPM add-in supports all your the EPM modules called BPC, SSM, PCM, and financial consolidation. And you can connect it to these modules via different connectors like ODPO. Here if you see the PCM and BPC will be collected through ODPO. All these things. So because of improved suite integration, and you need not maintain different add-ins for different products. If you are working on a different products, you can use the same add-in and you can connect it to the different products using the ODPO server.
So Krishna, this is what we're going to go through in the training, including all of this SAP profitability, cost management, strategy, all of these?
No. These are different tools. What I am saying is the same EPM add-in which supports your BPC also can be supported all these add-ins also. That's what we are discussing. Previously, when we want to connect it to SAP PCM and strategy management, you have to use a different add-in. Now that add-in has already, everything has been brought into one add-in only. If you, for each add-in you have to have a separate licensing cost. Suppose if you are using a BPC 10, you will get one add-in with BPC 10 features only. If you purchase a PCM and strategy management and financial consolidation modules also, then that licensing will be included, and that can be connected using this EPM tool.
Oh, but all these are SAP provided tools?
Yeah, all these are SAP provided tools. These are high-end tools like BPC supports planning and consolidation. PCM supports your profitability and cost management.
Right.
All your costing things will come into the profitability and cost management. And strategy management is nothing but building a strategy and working on the strategy and what level we have reached the strategy, like setting the goals, using the KPIs, whether the goal has been reached or not, or at what stage your goal is. All those strategy related things will be performed in strategy management. And SAP Financial Consolidation is a separate single tool for doing the consolidation. So these are all the different EPM tools that has been provided by SAP. You can use the single EPM add-in for connecting to all these tools.
I guess what I'm trying to ask is, it looks like there is a lot of repetition over here because you have business planning and consolidation, and then you have SAP financial consolidation.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then you have a SAP profitability and cost management and strategic planning. So, is it like, does the customer has to have all? I mean, can we do everything of all of these in BPC or not?
No. Customer has to have a different modules for this. He has to purchase different modules. SAP BPC supports only planning and consolidation.
But that's what we are talking about here in the next box and in the two box left of that or right of that.
No. What I am saying is, previously if you are having a 7.5 version, to connect to all these things you will require a separate add-in. Now the add-in can be brought into one system, and if you want to connect, if you are having licenses for PCM, SSM and FC, you can connect using the same EPM add-in which has been embedded into your Excel. Within the same Excel you can connect it to all these 4 modules. No need of going to a separate thing and connecting it to a separate PCM and everything. You can connect via one single add-in itself, which will be stored in your BPC Excel. What here the SAP meant was, using the single button you can connect it to either a BPC system or a PCM system or an SSM system or a financial consolidation system.
Okay, I understand.
Okay. Any other questions?
So what is the difference between your first
overall, we only
Krishna on this.
Sorry?
what is the difference between the first box, which is SAP BPC,
Okay.
and 1, 2, 3, 4. What is the box in number 5? What is the difference between first and 5?
See, SAP BPC will support both planning and consolidation. SAP has already acquired a different tool called Cartesys, which also does a consolidation. So there is another tool called SAP Financial Consolidation, which supports only consolidation, nothing else. There you can do consolidations, but not any planning related thing or not. So SAP is not fully concentrating on that financial consolidation tool, and SAP is more focusing on a PPC tool where you can have an integrated planning as well as consolidation. Since already financial consolidation is existed, and so many customers are there in using the Cartesys product, so they are providing that service to those people, and the new customers generally financial consolidation is not recommended, or BPC is recommended, where you can have both planning and consolidation in single tool itself. Since SAP has to support the existing
So Krishna,
clients,
on the same line.
yeah.
Okay, so on the same lines for the new customer, does SAP promotes this SAP profitability and cost management, or it promotes BPC?
See, both are a different, both have different capabilities. BPC is only a planning and consolidation tool, whereas your PCM will have your costing related activities, your ABC costing, other top-down costing, and costing and profitability at cost center level, profit center level, or a functional area level profitability. All those things are covered under PCM.
Well,
It is
okay. The
two
question I was
different-
asking. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, it is a two different features itself. Where
Right.
BPC planning is just a planning, budgeting and forecasting and consolidation. Profitability and cost management is nothing but you are looking into cost of each object or each project and defining the profitability at each object level.
That's what I was asking earlier, that what is the lowest level where we're going to be doing the planning on the BPC? And I thought the answer was it depends upon how you configure or how you structure it, right?
Yeah. See, that is planning. What I'm saying is this profitability and cost management is nothing but you are doing with actuals only.
But you are
So
also bringing the actuals in BPC too, right?
Yeah, you are bringing the actuals in BPC too, but profitability and cost management, you will be only looking at profitability aspects only. There are separate what is called KPIs that needs to be set for each profitability segment. In that profitability segment, you will define what is the key performance indicator. Based on that indicator, how is your profitability changing? If the key performance indicator moves from one to another, the profitability, how it increases. That kind of analysis will be done at profitability and cost management level, not at BPC. At
My
BPC
understanding
level,
was,
yeah.
okay. No, my understanding was you can do that in BPC also.
No, then why SAP will have two different tools?
That's what that's exactly what I was going after. That for the new, like you said, for the second last box, I thought it's this. Okay.
No. It is having two different functionalities, and the working of PCM, SSM totally depends upon how you define your KPIs and how you measure your profitability and all.
Okay.
Okay. Any other question?
So, yeah, so Krishna, on that same lines, I understand the PCM aspect of it. So,
Yeah.
I guess what would be like, so at the PCM level, you'll do KPIs, you'll figure out from actuals the deviation or the variances, we'll figure out how to bring that back.
Yeah.
You'll do all that. But what kind of reporting? So if you are connecting a PCM level box to BPC, what would be the difference, or what type of analytics or intelligence you're going to get beyond what you're already getting in PCM?
See, in PCM, that's what I'm saying. In PCM, you are not doing any planning. See, planning you are doing at a BPC level where you will have, say, suppose you have budgeted 1 lakh, and now you going forward, you are doing the forecasting each month, and you say seasonal changes has been happening. Now you thought 1 lakh is not sufficient, my budget. You have to increase the budget to 1,20,000. You will forecast it. That things you will be doing in planning and consolidation system. There it is totally different. You are looking at the profitability at each KPI level. For this KPI, what is the profitability? If I change this KPI to another KPI, what will be my profitability? Whether the profitability will reduce. Keeping some things on constant, how my profitability will change. All those are related to your costing related activities like your make or buy, whether you have to make the product or buy the product and make your own product. Like those kind of decisions will be taken care at a profitability and cost management level. So here in planning and consolidation, it looks after only the planning related aspect, not the decision making.
Okay, so once you make the planning level, when you may look at the planning level aspects, you'll push those goals or your planning level KPIs into the PCM.
No. They are different tools itself. KPIs, when you are doing the implementation itself, they will set the KPIs and they will set the target for KPIs. Once you load your actual data, based on your target setting and KPI setting, the data will show in a diagrammatic way, and it will display the dashboards and everything. And based on that, you see if I change this KPI to this KPI, what will be the effect? Like those things, it will be dealt in PCM.
Okay.
Not the data moving from planning to your PCM system. It's no use.
Okay, so the integration between this EPM, BPC and PCM is what is this arrow that we have? What would this arrow do?
This is
why would you get their PCM data into BPC then at that point?
No, you will not. No. You will not get the data into the BPC system, but using a single tool. Suppose you are working on your BPC system and PCM system. Previously, you need to go and connect it via different add-ins. Now you can connect. Suppose if you are there in the BPC system, you can disconnect BPC and you can connect it to the PCM system using the same EPM toolbar itself. That's what they are saying. Nothing more than that.
But there is no cross linkages between the two.
No. You can connect to multiple systems.
So Krishna, overall, is this a different tool provided by SAP? On EPM, we can drop down and connect to different services. It's nothing to do with the BPC. They're just a different module, right?
Yeah, different modules. You can connect it to different modules using the single tool, suite, EPM suite.
Okay, so the arrows only mean connections, basically.
Yeah, it's only mean connections.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you, Krishna.
Okay. Any other question? Okay, we'll move on to the next slide. This is what we are discussing, which was not there in 7.5, which has been added into the 10 version. In 7.5, you have to create your report or an input template using the EV functions like EVDRE, and you have to prescribe what are all the things. There is a report, row axis, column axis, everything you need to define. Here, everything has been a drag and drop feature. Like here, if you see, you are having a row axis, and here you are having a column axis, and here you are having a page axis. You can drag what are all the these are all called dimensions that are available in that model. You can drag these dimensions into row or column axis, and you can drag the same into a page axis. Page axis is nothing but for that report, what will be the context? Like say category is actual or a plan or both. If you have if you are doing reporting, you can have multiple selection, but if you are doing an input template like sending the data, you will have a single selection. Like that, you can drag the things into your page axis, row axis, and column axis, and if you click on OK, your report will be generated. And using other options, you can options, sorting, and using the local members, you can while using this report editor, you can build your report easily without any problem. Previously in 7.5, you have to have EPM EV functions needs to be built in order to create a single report. So that's why we have said that the report creation has become more simpler, and using the Excel grid, you can directly drag and drop, and you can generate your report. You can generate your simple reports, not the complex EPM function reports. You can generate the simple ad hoc reports easily without depending upon IT. Okay. Then coming to the next slide, we see what enhanced what-if capabilities can be brought into the BPC system using the new EPM 10. If you see the EPM sheet options, there is three new things has been added into the BPC system. One is keep formula on data. Another is show source data in comments. Another is calculate parents in hierarchies. What these three things will do is keep formula on data enables your Excel summation against the parent member and as well as any other Excel based calculations. If you are having any Excel calculations where you want to have your analysis, where you want to do your variance analysis between two versions, you will write some Excel formula. compared to this version, what is the percentage of increment, what is the variance. If you put that Excel formulas, that Excel formulas will be stored in the system itself. When you refresh it, it will not go away. If you select this keep on data tab, the Excel formulas will not fade out once you refresh the data. It will always store in the BPC system input template or a report itself. Then show source data in comments, enable to you parent level value which is stored in the backend as comments. Suppose if you see show source data in comments, if you selected the data which is there at the back end, it will be shown as a comment. It will be shown as a comment here in Excel itself. Directly it will show as a comment. If you select calculate parents in hierarchy, that will enable your fetching the instead of fetching the data from the back end, it will automatically calculate some of the values and show as the top node. Otherwise, what will happen is, if you don't select this button, what will happen is you have to send the data to the database. Once the data has been sent to the database, then there the aggregation will happen, and then only you will get to know what is the total of your parent. Instead of that, if you see this, if you check this checkbox, before sending the data to the database itself, it will show what is the value in your parent level. So these are the new capabilities that has been introduced in your reporting system. So coming on to the next slide, enhanced member selector. This is what I am saying previously. When you use the EPM context bar, or when you use the EPM member selector, these are the type of selections that are supported in SAP BPC. Like member only. Member only does, it will display only that member. Member and children will display that member, and that immediate children will be displayed. Children means only children will be displayed. Member and descendants means member as well as all its descendants. Suppose if you are having a hierarchy in time dimension, if you are having 2013.total, under that you are having half year 1 and half year 2, under that quarter 1, quarter 2, under that months. If you select member and descendants, it will show total, half year, quarter as well as months. The same way, if you select member and children, it will select only the latest children. Like 2013.total, if you selected, it will show half year 1 and half year 2 only, because it is the immediate children, not the children till the base level. Like that, there are so many other options like descendants. Base level means only the base level values will be shown. Like 2013.total is selected, and the base level will be your months. So all your months from January to December will be shown, and same level will be shown. If you are selecting quarter 1, it will show only the same level data, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4, like that. And like that, there are so many other options are there, which will be which we will discuss more in detail when we go for training sessions. And here, if you see, a new function has been added called member offset. Member offset will show you, suppose if you are having a hierarchy, so same thing, we will take the example of time. You will have different levels, like 2013.total is first level, and if you see half year is a second level, and quarter is a third level, and month is at fourth level. Now, because using the member offset, you can select which level you want to display. If you select level 2, it will display only half year 1 and half year 2. If you select level as 3, it will show quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. If you select level 4, it will show only months. So the member offset has been added into the BPC 10 version, which will improve your reporting capabilities and as well as your input template creation capabilities. And if you see here, the member property is also been added into the BPC system previously, which is not there. using the member property, you can create the property for a dimension and use the same in your reporting functionality. Suppose you want to see different base levels of a different parents. You want to see all those things in one report itself. You create that a separate property in your dimension and put some value to that like y, and bring that into this report using the member property, and you can generate that report without any problem. So these all things have been given to create your reports as well as input templates in a more easier way and in an enhanced way. You can generate your reports without any problem. So we have discussed till now what are all the new changes that has been added into your BPC 10 system compared to the 7.5 system. Because of the new enhancements, the report creation and everything became more easier and compared to your 7.5. So as we are discussing in our starting of our demo, we will show what are all the development steps that will be involved in an SAP BPC project. So first step will be your creation of environment. Environment is created, the backend will be stored as an info area. The step 2 will be creation of dimensions. Dimensions is nothing but your info objects. Info objects will be created. These dimensions can be shareable between your models. Suppose you are having two models like cost center planning and your sales planning. These two will can share the same master data that is created as a dimension. The dimensions which you create will be stored against a dimension library. That dimension library can be shared among your models. Then you create models. In step 4, you will create your logic or business rules, whatever depending upon your requirement. And step 5, you create the security using the security matrix. The security here is at a task level and as well as a member level. Then you upload the transaction data via flat files or something. Then you do your analysis in your BPC. Then design your reports. These are all the development steps that will be used in your SAP BPC. In any project, these are all the steps which you will follow. This is the sequence of steps you have to maintain in order to have your successful BPC implementation. So going on to your next slide, we will see some of the screens of SAP BPC 10, the new system. As I said, SAP BPC 10 now the administration has been changed into a web administration. So now you can log in to BPC via your URL. Here you will type your URL and this will pop up you. Here you have to enter your username and password. This is the initial BPC web screen. This is called administration screen. This is where all our customization will start. This is the admin screen and this is the Office integration. If you see Office, Excel, Word and PowerPoint, these are all the 3 Office integration points, and planning and consolidation administration is nothing but the web screen itself, where we will do all your administration or configuration settings. This is the workspace which we have talked about. Here you can create your input form, report and workspace in the web itself. Instead of going to Excel, you can create here itself. But the main drawback will be here you cannot use so many formulas and EV functions. You can just build a report or an input template without any more complexities. And you can have your charts, pie charts and everything built into the report here itself. And this is the home screen where you will have all your configuration activities, process monitor, library, documents, consolidation, audit. All these things will be discussed in detail when we go on for training. So this is the basic BPC web screen, and if you see here on below, you will see the environmental shell. This is nothing but the environment in which you will be working upon. That is nothing but, if you are a BW consultant, you know this is the info area in which you will be working. You will be having here the access rights. This will show you what are all the access rights that you are having and what are all the things you can access. If you click on this, you will go to the access, what are all the access that you are having, you can see that. See, this is the BPC administration screen, that is what we are discussing here. This is the administration. If you click on this will go into this screen, where you will have all your customizing activities like dimensions and model creation, and then security setup, then your member form logic scripts, business rules and controls, and then you can create your business process flows, which I said that a step-by-step activity of all your processes can be brought into one business process flow, and where the users can select all the activities step by step. And all these things are different features like audit, drill through, work status, document types and subtypes. If you want to segregate your data based on the document type, you can create a different document type and you can store that documents against that document type. When you retrieve, it will become easy. You can retrieve based on that document type. Okay. This is the basic BPC administration screen, where we will be discussing each one in detail when we go on for our training sessions. This is the BPC Excel interface, how it will look like, the basic Excel screen. This is the context bar, where all your dimensions will be there. From there, the user will select what are all the required things he want, and this is the current report name it will show, and these are all the dimensions that within that report. This, if you drag into this page axis, row axis and column axis, it will create a report and it will show here. And see, this is the how we will create a report. As I previously said in my earlier slides, here you will have row axis, column axis, and then page axis. Once you give these details and once you click on OK button, your report will be displayed. Based on the formatting sheet, you can format your reports, templates in the manner in which client requires. You can add your client logo. All those things can be possible. See, here I am showing one pre-built-in report where you have used your EPM worksheet, EPM formatting worksheet, and you can format that in the fashion in which you require. This is a sample report which we have, which I am showing it to you. We will discuss more on how to use this EPM formatting sheet and all when we go into the training sessions more detailedly. And as I said, you can generate your reports either via Excel or via your web also. This is a web-based report. This report you can have your charts and data in a single report itself. The main problem in web reporting is you can draw your simple reports, not complex reports with EPM functions and everything, the rolling forecast reports that cannot be built into your BPC web report. Here you can have a simple report with something in column and something in row axis. You can bring that into the data and you can generate your own pie charts or bar charts, whatever charts you want. So this is all about your basic introduction demo to the BPC system. If you have any questions, you can raise.
Krishna, on this, the add-on for Excel, that will be available also?
Yeah.
For the training?
Yeah, that is part of your BPC system. Will be having We will discuss on your Excel add-in, you will discuss on PowerPoint, and you will discuss on your Word integration. And you can copy your report created in your Excel into your Word and PowerPoint also, and you can see the report in your Word and PowerPoint, but you have to make sure that the report should be compressed into one single sheet itself, because Excel will have lot many rows and columns.
So the BPC training system that we will use, will that be, that will be integrated with, I guess it has to have BW anyways to build BPC on top of that, right?
Yeah, it has to. We will show once we create an environment and once we create a model, we will show into your backend BW system how it has been created, and with a different naming convention it will create, like CPMB is a different naming convention for BPC. It will store under CPMB suite info area only. We'll show how it will look like in your BW system, and once we load the data, how the data will be loaded in your BPC cube, that also will go back to your backend system, and we'll show you how it works.
Other thing is on this, I guess on the, are we going to also look into BPC on top of HANA as well, or?
No. BPC on top of HANA is nothing but, see, now your backend system is your BW system, right?
Right.
BPC on HANA means nothing but instead of on BW system, on HANA BPC will be sitting. Your backend will become the HANA.
So BW will
BW will be replaced with HANA system.
Okay. So basically HANA becomes the backend.
Yeah, basically the system performance, like fetching of data from reporting, it will be more faster than your BW system.
So okay, so I guess we can talk more when we get into training, and but
yeah,
I guess I'm assuming that people that do BPC over HANA, those people are only bringing only subset of the tables from BW that they require for BPC and then loading through HANA into BPC. I guess that's the way typical implementation would work.
I'm not sure on how HANA implementations on BPC are happening. Actually, at present, whatever BPC 10 implementations are happening, it's happening on BW system only. Because BPC 10 came only on May 2012 only for general availability. Hardly one or two implementations has completed for any company.
So, so a typical BPC.
But it's nothing.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, Chris.
No, I would say there's nothing to do with the BPC in a HANA. It's only the DB of a BW is a HANA, not the whole BW system. Just the DB side of the is a HANA. So just replacing a DB side. So that's how the HANA BPC will connect to the BW and extract the data. But the data itself is the HANA, and it's just the DB is a HANA. That's it.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't depend upon whether it is BPC on HANA or BW on BPC. The only thing is when you are fetching the report from your database, previously it took 5 minutes, now it will take half a second or something if you are on HANA.
That's right. Yeah.
That's the only difference. Client has to choose whether he has to implement a BPC system on HANA or not.
Krishna, one question. If HANA is in the backend instead of BW, the BW has the info area which you were talking about, that there is certain way that info area is, right? / CPM, something like that.
Right.
So what is available in HANA for that?
See, the same thing will hold good also. The same thing is, but there the database will change, the backend DB system will change, not the entire database. The structure, cubes, everything will remain the same.
But okay, but if there is no BW system,
the application will stay the same.
Yeah,
the application side is staying the same, just the DB changing. That's all for the BW side.
Right, BW system will be there, backend system, but HANA will be an added DB to that BW system itself.
So you're saying there's a HANA layer between BW and BPC?
It's not between. It will be inbuilt into your BW system itself.
Right now, it's like in BW, we got Oracle underneath, right? Where data warehouse Oracle. But the Oracle will be, the Oracle side will be replaced with a HANA. So now we will have a BW and a BPC connected to your HANA database underneath. That's all is changing. Your cubes, info objects, all
areas,
stay the same.
Yeah, everything will remain the same.
Yeah.
But then where is the speed then? You see what I mean? I mean, if the BW system is still there.
See, it's not BW system changing. It's how the BW system working in the back end. It remains. See, now BW system will be working on a row database model. Now, because of that engine has been added, it will check in a columnar way. The data fetching will differ.
Also, was before was a hard drive. Now it's a memory base, so everything is so fast.
It's correct. It's only a RAM-based system.
So I guess from truly from a real perspective, it's just a database change from Oracle to HANA, basically.
Yeah, you are right.
That's right.
It is. It's nothing to do with your BPC system. It's just how when you pull the data, whether it is pulling it very fast or not when you compare to your BW system. That's the only change.
It will house the entire BW just the way Oracle would have done, except it's HANA now, basically. Right? For BW.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
You're right.
Okay. All right, great. Thank you.
Mr. Budai has asked one question. What are all the systems that you will provide access to us? And will you also use the same systems in the class for creating the models, etc.? We'll be using the same systems for creating models and doing the discussion demos. In detail, Kalyan will explain to you what systems you will be getting and all. Is it okay, Budai? Okay, thank you. Any other questions?
Krishna, the class will be Monday through Friday or Monday through Saturday? What is the plan?
Its plan is Monday to Saturday because we want to cover as much as possible. Because daily 2 hours means it will take at least 20 days time, so that we need to cover it on Saturday also.
Okay.
If you have any problems on Saturdays, we will discuss and we will make our training schedule in such a way that it will not disturb your plans.
Yeah, nothing specific. I just talked with Ravi earlier this morning.
Mm-hmm.
I have a little issue this week. I think he'll talk with you. I don't know if he has already spoken with you or not, but
no, I think after this demo he will talk to me on this.
What is the time on Saturday?
The same timings will hold good. If you want any changes, specific change in timings, please let us know so that based on that we will discuss and we will let you know.
Okay.
yeah, the only thing I had mentioned to Ravi, but he'll talk with you. I just had a little issue.
Yeah, sure.
So,
Yeah, sure.
anyways,
Once.
If you can discuss with him and let me know what works out, then it'll be good.
Sure, sure. Ravi will call me after this demo. We'll discuss on that internally.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Is it possible to share this deck? Would I actually, I will share the same thing with Ravi. Ravi will circulate it based on the size and all. Okay.
You mean you'll be sharing the recorded session, right?
Sorry?
What you mean is that you'll be sharing the recorded session, right?
Yeah.
Okay, right.
So Krishna, one other question. As we go into these training demos,
Yeah.
because it sounds like it's a pretty you know, there is a lot of material to cover, right, for this based on the syllabus that you shared. So as we practice and we have issues,
you can contact. I will share my email ID in next training sessions. You can contact me anytime by sending a mail to that mail ID. I'll respond to that.
Yeah, and so the protocol would be, so for example, let's say we're practicing something and we get stuck. Would we take those issues up in the beginning of the class, or what would be the plan on those kind of things?
We will
behind on the, if you're stuck and you're not progressing and you know the material is getting covered, then and you're a lot of headway, then
that what we thought was because the problems which you will face will not be faced by others. So if it is if it is taking more time, what we suggest is we'll have a separate discussion on a Saturday afternoon or a Sunday evening or Sunday any other day.
Okay.
Based on your availability, if you send us a mail, based on that we will drop into the call and we will look into that, because it will not affect others also. If it is taking more time, if it is simple things and if it is taking less time, and it will be useful for others also, we will discuss at the beginning of the class itself.
Okay. Yeah, because I think that helps, because you're stuck at a small issue and you're not able to then we can troubleshoot and move ahead, you know. So
Sure.
Okay, great, thank you.
Any other questions?
One other question, Krishna, I forgot to ask you before was, what's the typical duration and a team makeup of a BPC implementation?
That depends upon two things. You are having planning and consolidation. If it is a planning project, what we recommend is one functional consultant and one techno-functional consultant who can do your BW and scripting of BPC, and one ABAP consultant who can do your baddies. In a typical planning project, we suggest 4 people, one functional consultant and 2 technical consultants of SAP BPC, one ABAP consultant. And if it comes to a consolidation project, we suggest 2 functional consultants who is having a knowledge on consolidation, and one technical consultant to do the BW activities like pulling of data from your FI system and all, and then doing your reporting and doing your basic scripting. For these things we require a BPC technical consultant. This will be the team, how it will look like for a planning and a consolidation project.
And what's the normal duration on these projects?
It all depends upon, suppose if it is a consolidation project, since we will be building only 3 cubes, only consolidation, ownership and rate applications, only 3 models will be created. It will generally take, including the whole life cycle of implementation, it will take nearly 6 months.
Okay.
And if it is a planning system, it all depends upon how many planning scenarios are there, how complex those are. Because in planning you cannot have a stated timelines. The normal thing is if you are having 6 to 7 planning applications, the normal average time is 7 to 8 months maximum.
Okay. Great, thank you, Krishna.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions?
Just the question, all the material, okay. All the material for certification, everything be provided, right? And the question is,
yeah, Ravi will share that material with you. what support you will provide for certification. Certification related thing we will cover the SAP standard study material itself. Once the study material will be shared by Ravi, so that if you have any doubts on that, you can contact us, and we will share the sample questions also. Any other questions?
Krishna, how easy or difficult it is to pass the certification based on just the
if you are if it is 10 version, it is not that much difficult, because now it is only 71%, and the pass percentage is also very high. And if you study thoroughly the 420, 430 and 440 books, it is more than enough to clear the certification.
Can you also give us some sample tests, Krishna? Like questionnaires or something like that to help us?
Yeah, the questionnaires and all, Ravi will look into it, because he will be having more data on that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Any other questions?
So Krishna will have class tomorrow, or what's the plan?
Ravi will share you the details more in what about the classes and timings.
Okay, okay, great.
It is 420, 430 and 440 are the books prescribed by SAP for SAP BPC. 420 talks about the basic introduction to SAP BPC, and 430 is more into reporting and everything. 440 is on consolidation. These are the three books that is prescribed for NW version. Any other questions?
I'm good.
Thank you, Krishna. It was a good demo.
Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye now.
Bye. Thank you, everyone.